Now on LWT, Chris Tarrant looks at the extraordinary and sometimes extreme television from around the world. You have been warned.
What a day. What a day.
Good evening. That Swiss ad for beer merely endorses what we'd all figured out for ourselves ages ago, that a young man has more chance of enjoying rampant sex if he's actually got a naked girl in his room rather than a rowing machine. And meanwhile, television commercial makers around the world continue to use the battlefield of sexual politics to sell their product. Anything from petrol to pizzas to popcorn. But no matter what product they're trying to advertise, the path of true love never seems to run smooth. Well, not for long, anyway.
Just like in a song from days of yore. Here you come a knocking, knocking on my door. Well, I never met a girl like you before.
Now, you would think that was what true friends are for. Well, you'd be wrong. Oh, funny. Just kidding, just kidding. That's the sort of sense of fun that will earn you a good smack in the mouth anywhere in the world. Now, the Japanese, as we've seen many times on this programme over the years, have their own very different style of humour as well. This is an extract from Tokyo's answer to Blind Date, with a mismatch made in heaven.
すいません、知らないんですよ。そんな有名な人なの？そうですよ。スポーツマンですから。スポーツやってる。
Here's her potential suitor. He's clearly very excited at the prospect.
いやいや、和田さんいらっしゃいます。はあ、顔の幅が2メーターぐらいありますよ。いや、おしゃれ。
Now, she's quite excited until the curtain rises. Then her excitement turns to disbelief. Once she's regained her composure, he sets about his subtle wooing technique. It's never been known to fail. Until now. Having warmed to the elderly gentleman, for some reason she's suddenly gone all cold again. Normally at the end of dating games, they always do the big kiss and go off arm in arm. Well, for some reason, they didn't do it that week. Now, if you thought that seemed a little harsh, this next Japanese game show seems almost unkind. It's a family game where the elderly grandmother is asked questions about top 10 hits of today. And if she gets them wrong, her grandson gets launched at breakneck speed by way of a giant elastic band to the planet Jupiter. Let's relive his agony in close-up, courtesy of the helmet camera. In the next round, featuring two more family members, in the event of a wrong answer, the angle of the ramp is made much steeper, forcing the brother to inevitably slide onto the firing button, which then triggers the countdown and ignites the rockets. Fortunately, our brave hero was ready. Unfortunately, his spacesuit trousers weren't. Now, this is bound to lead to yet another family rift. Even when you think you're safe, one false move from a foolish sister will send you soaring off into the stratosphere. After all we've shown you over the years, I'm continually amazed that anyone still volunteers to go on to a Japanese game show. But it's not just the Japanese. The Dutch also seem to have a constant supply of participants for one of their most popular shows. This is a light entertainment spectacular called Now or Never, where people confront their worst fears for money. This nervous-looking, lycra-clad lady has an absolute phobia of something or other. She knows what it is, as does the host. But the less-than-subtle giant knife, fork and dinner plate is just a little bit of a giveaway that food might be involved. She just hopes she's not the main course.
Met je hoofd op de bordrand, dan zou dat voor ons allemaal fantastisch zijn. En voor de slak helemaal.
The smooth-talking presenter goes through the ritual of putting her at her ease, but he doesn't really mean it.
Okidoki.
Well, not as okie-dokie as she'd like, because her phobia is snails and slugs.
Kelder, dames en heren, u vraagt ze misschien af waar komen ze vandaan. Nou, waar ze naartoe gaan, dat weet u wel. Maar het is heel belangrijk. Hè? Hier komt een tweede bij.
But she's not going to be asked to eat them. Just let them slither and slime right across her body and face. Now remember, this lady has an absolute phobia of slugs and snails. Harmless enough, you might think, but not when they're crawling all over you. And I do mean all over you. She's even got some in her hair.
Ze doen niets. Het lijkt gigantisch vol. Inge, want als jij...
wel, hè?
Nou, niks moet in nou en even. Dat wil ik na 44 afleveringen nog maar eens benadrukken. Als jij zegt, ik stop er nu mee, dan is het gewoon never. En dan ben je toch al heel ver gegaan. Ik vind het heel moedig van je, hoor. Want ik weet dat je heel bang bent.
Ja, er loopt er eentje...
Waar?
Hier, daarover. Hier, tussen mijn...
OK, so you're just about all right with slugs and snails, even when one of the slugs is slithering across your eyeball. But how are you on spiders? And how about tarantula spiders?
Leg hem.
Well, here's a tank full of them.
Nee, hier. Jongens, 1000 gulden. Vinden ze lekker.
And this woman has arachnophobia. Her enticement to overcome her deepest fear is a great big handful of guilders at the bottom of the tank.
Zie je die kaken? Ik moet eerlijk zeggen, ik heb er warm van. Al het geld erin, ligt onderop. Snel, snel, snel. Doorgaan. Doorgaan. Al het geld. Pak het.
Having got her hand out without being bitten by one of the hairy beasts, she then plunges her hand straight back into the tank for the final note. Good, eh? As I said, the Dutch are catching up, but the Japanese do remain the masters. They will never, ever let a moment pass if there's even an outside chance of making someone thoroughly miserable, even on the happiest of occasions. This is the traditional singing of Happy Birthday Japanese style. What could possibly go wrong?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Yabe-san. Happy birthday to you.
Win the Record of the Year 2001.
Saturday at 6.
ITV1.
Welcome back. It's estimated that several £billion are spent every year by producers around the world on television commercials. Sometimes, like in this ad from the Ivory Coast, they can obviously expect rather a lot of change.
Aïe, ne tuez plus les moustiques avec des claques sur vos joues. Aïe, des claques sur vos pieds, des claques sur vos bras. Aïe, Super Timor est là.
Super Timor est encore plus fort avec sa nouvelle formule. Le temps de sentir l'odeur Super Timor, les insectes sont déjà morts.
Super Timor avec sa nouvelle formule. Vraiment, vraiment plus fort. Le numéro 1.
There it was from the Ivory Coast, Super Timor, the spray that stops the flies from going up your bell-bottom trousers. Now, with the vast profits generated by the motor industry giants, their advertising has had to become super sophisticated to constantly try and keep them one step ahead in a cutthroat marketplace. But back in 1968, the Brits made their altogether more simplistic commercial intended for the American motor market.
The perfect second car. It took 68 years into the 20th century to build it, and 5 of the world's great automotive ideas to make it work. A car that squeezes 30 miles out of a gallon of gas, like a Volkswagen. A car that lets you stretch out, like a Rolls-Royce. A car with a fully automatic stick shift, like a Mustang. A car that goes in snow with front-wheel drive, like Cadillac Eldorado. A car with windows so big you won't miss a thing, like a bus. We built a car with 5 of the world's great automotive ideas, and a couple of others the world's never heard of. The perfect second car. The America by Austin, the lowest priced automatic you can buy. In the middle of the 20th century, it doesn't make sense to drive anything else.
Probably it's such a low price because despite all those features, it still needed 3 blokes to push it out of the garage as they'd forgotten to fit an engine. Advertising like that back in the 60s had almost an innocence about it. How times have changed. Come on now, how many of you thought it was an advert for a Volkswagen car? You little liars. One other way of making consumers sit up and take notice is the use of animals. These highly successful commercials are all proof of what advertisers have actually known for years, that the use of a cute pair of eyes, a wet nose and a fluffy tail will sell just about anything.
La 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 cha 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 la 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 la. Soldi, 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 beati siano i soldi, i bene amati soldi perché chi ha tanti soldi vive come un pascià e a piedi caldi se ne sta. Soldi, soldi, ovvero papabraschi, ti danno donne, whisky, salute e figli maschi perché chi ha tanti soldi vive come un pascià e a piedi caldi se ne sta. Prendi, spandi e spendi, non domandare vengono tanti dindi che nelle tasche fanno din din din. Oh, soldi, 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 questa quotidiana battaglia della grana perché
Where have you been? You've kept me waiting. Now I'll be late.
Don't forget to give Pookie her favorite snack tonight. Sweet. Bye-bye. And make sure you clean her brush.
Make sure you clean Pookie's brush.
Good girl, Pookie.
New Libra Invisible won't leak,
Good girl.
so you'll never get caught out.
Yo quiero Taco Bell. Right now, get a crunchy, cheesy Mexican pizza for just 99 cents when you buy a large drink. Taco Bell. Want some?
That cute little chihuahua. You do that. Has become a huge star in America as a result of that campaign. And that particular brand of fast food has increased its market share beyond all expectation. Interesting then, and yet somehow typical, that the same country that went completely gooey over a tiny dog with irresistible eyes is also home to a very successful show called Exploding Varmints. Harmless, fluffy little creatures almost exactly the same size as America's favourite chihuahua.
Varmint Hunter, if it results in a win-win situation for you and the rancher, you're going to explode varmints. What do you say? Let's go explode some varmints.
You got 2 in 1 shot.
That's what I was trying to do.
You like doing that,
I
don't you?
love doing this, man. This is excellent.
Now, incredibly, blowing those tiny creatures to pieces with a high-velocity rifle that could bring down an elephant is still legal in many states. America's love affair with the gun continues, and this next clip is from a series called American Shooter. Most Americans still believe very strongly in their constitutional right to have a gun to defend themselves and their family. But watching this footage, how much danger do some of them really think they're in?
If you can name it, chances are he owns it, from the earliest to the latest. And now and again, it's time to gather friends and family for a shoot. Family includes his other son, Chris, a professional pilot and Bren gun fan. The friends are a wide collection of buddies, collectors, and enthusiasts who come to shoot their full-auto weapons or mics. But he invariably brings the heavy firepower, like the Quad 50 set up for anti-aircraft work. It will shoot a combined 2,200 rounds per minute. Watch the brass fall, and suddenly Mike's interest in reloading becomes clear. And if that doesn't do it for you, how about the minigun? Fed from a 1,000-round magazine box that it can empty in 20 seconds, it's Terminator 2 for real in the desert. If you're wondering about safety, Mike and friends have found a section of land 7 miles long, an empty backstop when they shoot at remotely controlled target drones carrying an explosive charge. And if you find this hard to understand, whether at night in the desert with friends or on a ridge with a crew from American Shooter, the why is very simple.
Well, the fact that you have a wide grin on your face answers it. You ever see a wide grin on your face when somebody's shooting golf? Right?
The sheer scale and expense of Mike Dillion's little weekend get-togethers suggests that he and friends may well have lost the plot and lost sight of the fact that these are weapons of mass destruction that take away innocent lives, some of which had only just begun. Good night.
Where have all the children gone? Long time passing.
Where have all the children gone? Long time ago.
Where have all the children gone? Gone to graveyards one by one.
Oh, when will we ever learn?
Oh, when will we ever learn?
Every day, 10 children are killed by gunfire. The killing won't stop unless you help stop it. Call 1-800-WE-PREVENT to find out what you can do. Not one more lost life, not one more grieving family, not one more.